So after all this time, all this research, we have semantic search, we have agentic search as well. We can ask a language model to find stuff, and if it doesn't get right, we can give it feedback, etc. It still sucks. Many reasons. Few that I want to get into. Search engine optimization. The worst fucking thing I can think of. In the last 15 years, Google's monopoly and a bunch of other companies, but certainly Google's monopoly, has allowed them to simply dictate whims on what they feel is representable, what they feel should be. I personally am wondering, like, what happened? Like, at what point, because I wasn't there for it, I certainly, who allowed a private index to be the de facto thing? Like, a private index for the open web? What a brilliant idea. Who the fuck did that? I wasn't there to invent it. I'm still not there to invent it. I barely do anything. But, the de facto index is a private thing, and it'll have ads and it'll have its own profit motives, and that's okay with people. Like, no one's even fighting it. You don't see every year a new thing trying to fight it. No, a private index. Brilliant idea, guys. So next thing is lack of multimodal. This one I can't really blame on anyone. It's getting better now though, which is over the last 10 years especially, because it used to be much better search. The open web existed. A lot of the data now is videos, TikTok videos, YouTube videos, images that perhaps are hard to transcribe, etc., or caption, etc. And as a result, all that piece of information is still buried somewhere in some person's channel. Cannot access it. The information is there. We simply don't have access to it because no one's built a proper enough index around it. Next thing, this one really pisses me off, is open communities have gone to shit because of policies that these private companies that somehow ran these supposedly open public spheres have chosen to do. For example, Reddit, which pretty much everyone can generally in the last 15 years have assumed it's like a public sphere. You go there, you share knowledge, you learn. Did anyone ever think when you were using Reddit, like, oh, it feels really nice to make another $1 for the CEO of Reddit? No, you were thinking like, I really love this topic. I'm engaging with the people around this who are also engaged in this. I'm learning from them. I'm going to probably contribute here as opposed to publishing a book about it. These are the feelings that people had as they were talking on Reddit, and yet they closed their API. Now OpenAI and Google made $60 billion deals, and now they get to only scrape, and their model are the only ones they get to have. The knowledge that most people using it consider to be public knowledge that they're contributing openly. They don't feel like they're only contributing to a private pool. So there's that, API lockdown. Same thing happened with Twitter. Don't even get me started on Twitter. But like $40,000 per month for their API, so pretty much like a no. And similarly, decline of open forums, which is, like Reddit and so on could be considered that, but also there used to be so many real open forums like 20 years ago, and now you have things like Discord, things like Slack, where even open source projects, local Llama, a bunch of different just communities have Discords now, and Stable Diffusion has a Discord. So you're doing all your conversations on Discord, non-scrapable, non-indexable, people are talking there, and those things just vanish. So this means that people are still willing in this current moment to contribute openly, to share the things that they care about, to share knowledge, to answer people's questions. It just does not end up in a public space that I can find. What that means is gatekeeping, but not necessarily gatekeeping in this sense, there's a different word for it, but it means that if you are someone who's looking for information and you're not an insider, if you don't know where to look, if you're not part of that given Discord, if you're not part of that given community on Slack or on WhatsApp or whatever it may be, you simply cannot find that information. So that information is opaque to you, even though the people in that community, a 100,000 person community has Stable Diffusion, do you think those people are caring about privacy of the knowledge they're sharing? No, they actually want to contribute publicly. It just happens to be that the medium is broken, right? So many things and more contribute to this decline in the quality of search because nothing is now publicly indexable, and even if it was, the index itself is private and it wasn't motivated.
Hey Kush, do you want people to ask you questions or do you want to keep talking?
Okay, so I will end in half a minute. 30 seconds, I have.
No, I just want to.
I do want to.
Do you want questions or do you want to keep presenting?
Okay, half a minute, come on.
You choose.
Okay, fine. I will say my last piece because I need to, because I was very as I looked into this topic more and more, the theme that emerged was that things were not this bad. They didn't have to be this bad. They became this bad because of choices that people made. And information is the key thing here. Information that people want to share, knowledge that people want to share, that could be ending up in a public index that doesn't anymore because of many reasons. Stack Overflow, no one goes to anymore because they go to a private model whose queries always remain private, etc. And one person that I found inspiration from as I was looking into, who had a clarity of vision about these things that like no other, was Aaron Swartz, whose words have been behind the slide, and you can look into it. This is his manifesto, the Guerrilla Open Access Manifesto, and he talks about in complete clarity what we should be doing if you care about this mission of open access to knowledge. And if you know the story of Aaron Swartz, he was hounded for downloading a bunch of information off of JSTOR, which was an MIT archive, which was, from what I understood from researching a bit more, an open network. He just went over the limits, but they made it sound like he ended up doing a crime, and then they pursued him for 2 years, trying to jail him for 35 years, and then he killed himself. So that's just one person, but his clarity of purpose and his contributions to making RSS, to a bunch of other things, are significant. So anyway, I felt like as I was doing this talk, I sort of got really nervous. I was like, you know what? I feel like it's much bigger than me. It's much bigger than this thing. It's even much bigger than semantic search. There's real things broken in the heart of search, and it'll take our efforts to fix it. Thank you.